yourselves, fools. This program contains graphic language like fuck, shit, and cunt. It also contains discussions about violence and graphic descriptions of gore, such as cunt punning a dead nun while the entrails and blood splatter your face in your new shirt. I digress. This show is for adults, so dispose of your children as you see fit. Now silence and enjoy the show.
Bigfoot, undisputedly the world's most entertaining cryptid. Join the Reverend Jeff Kelly and your old pal Wes as they discuss the best and worst the media has to offer. Movies, books, TV shows, commercials, all on Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly.
Hey, little squatchers. You know what time it is? It's time to get you some Squatcher Man's Baby Grundle Bundle Baby Bath. That's right, people. Wash your dirty grundle today. Got a little stinky grundle? Boom! It's all clean. Brought to you by
Bruce Willis.
That's right, everybody. Welcome to Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. I am your host, the Reverend Jeff Kelly, along with Sir Wesley Losner, no longer of the kitchen, but of his lounge. How you doing there, Sir Wesley?
Greetings, fools.
Greetings, fools. That's right. Hey, everybody that's out there and watching live, guess what? We've got a brand new episode of What the Fuck Theater coming up after the show tonight. That's right. As promised last week, we recorded it, and it's some funny ass shit. So check it out. We're going to be talking about it real soon. But first up tonight, we're talking about, Demonwarp. A man and his daughter are attacked in the woods by what they believe is a Bigfoot-type creature. However, they soon begin to suspect that they may have stumbled onto a nest of aliens in a hidden spacecraft. I said something about zombies? I mean, can I get a werewolf? Hallelujah. Yeah, there's a whole lot of creepy shit going on. Demonwarp is one of those movies that I love. Dear God, no. Demonwarp is right up there now with my, number 2, what the fuck Bigfoot movie out there. What do you think about that, Wes?
I was worried. Remember, I was like, is it about Bigfoot, though, when you were telling me? Yeah, because you're like, let's watch this one, and I always get that fear of
that fear of dead flies. I told you I would never do dead flies to you again, man. I tell you up front, I really like this one.
Fishing naked too.
Fishing naked was fun. Yeah, it was the CGI alien Sasquatch, but you know what? It was still better than half the other CGI Bigfoots that were out there. I'll put Fishing Naked up there with half of those other CGI crap fests. So, hey, I did hear, as a matter of fact, I contacted the people behind Fishing Naked, and they and gave them a copy of our review of it, and they told me that there is a script for Fishing Naked too. So I'm really actually hoping that remember, this is a reservation movie, dude. This is the poor Indian people, actually making some cash. So that's kind of why the Reverend's down with it. Anything that the Indians get over the white man, I'm down with. You people owe us a lot. Okay. Every time you get in a car and drive somewhere, thank an Indian. Okay. Seriously. That's really what you should be doing. And I don't mean a Hindu.
Feathers, not dots, people.
That's right. Hey, by the way, of my viewers out there that have large parrots, medium parrots, whatever size parrots you have that have feathers over 2 inches, there are lots of Native American groups out there that would love to have your cast-offs. So if your parrots, you're not doing anything with your feathers that your parrots drop off, put them in a box and find a local tribe that'll take them. They will love to have them because you might save an eagle. Hey, just, like G.I. Jose says, hey, you almost knew it. on a fire tonight.
So
Woohoo! That's a double hit right there.
Demonwarp.
Oh my
Demonwarp.
God. The opening scene said it
Yeah,
all. Okay, now we got to tell people how this started off. Now, Wes and I were like, we're starting to run out of Bigfoot movies, to be honest with you. But we've got crap tons of TV shows to go through. But
there's some out there though. We still got a good plenty, but they're hard to come by.
They're getting hard to come by and easy and hard for everybody to watch together and be prepared for the show. So we agreed on this Demonwarp after I talked him into it, and then all of a sudden I found it on YouTube, so it was free for everybody to watch. But then when I started watching it, I download them to my little TV box and watch them on my big screen, and it's like, oh crap, this is not in English. I think this was Japanese. Fuck! So I go back out to YouTube and I'm finding, this one's in some Tagali language. That's not gonna. It was in like every language but English. Finally, like 7, 8, 9 links down, I finally found one where they were speaking English, and I'm like, party on. But originally, I had sent Wes a bunch of text messages. It was like, oh crap, this isn't Japanese. Screw it. Let's do it in Japanese. It's hysterical.
Everyone will love it.
You almost had to watch it in Japanese, but instead we're now watching it in English, which made it probably less hysterical, but still pretty enjoyable for if you like science fiction type Bigfoot movies. This is the one.
Well, it doesn't get very science fiction until, we'll get to that. But
we'll get to that.
So you start off with this like real cheesy look of like you think it's planet Earth, you're not sure, you're just seeing this blue like side of something, and then this little twinkle goes down into the atmosphere, and then you get this creepy fucking like
priest,
poltergeist, scary old man priest, and he's walking with a or a cow or some bullshit.
No, he's walking with his horse through the desert, and he's reading verses from the Bible. Now, I have to kick back in here for a moment. Before I realized that this other movie was not in English, I thought he was just reading in Hebrew. Okay, so I didn't realize the whole time that guy's actually speaking in English. When I first started watching the one that was in Japanese or whatever the hell it was, I just thought he was speaking in Hebrew because I don't speak Hebrew. I can't read left to right gibberish. But it turns out that was not the case in the English version. He was actually speaking English and actually reading verses right out of the Bible. And then, kapow!
Yeah, the thing falls. But it's funny because you see just like they threw a rock. And you just get this rock fly over the fucking camera fucking thing, right? Because I'm gonna be picking this apart because I noticed a lot of things that are funny as fuck.
Oh, it was horribly cheap. Yeah. Yes, it was horribly cheap. That's what's great about it.
Yeah. So then that dude fucking, he goes and he goes, oh my God, the Lord has come down to the earth, and then you get this creepy like kind of Halloween music intro where they're, looking at like trees and scenery like every Bigfoot movie you got, that's like standard. You have to show the surrounding area. You have to give you the mystery of what's going on in those woods, because they do it every fucking movie. And then so you get the girl and the old dude. Now, the old dude, he's been in a lot of movies.
He's the captain in the Police Academy movies. Yeah, that guy. Oh, he has just been in. His name is George. George Kennedy. Yeah, he's just. There's a lot of people in this stuff. There's a lot of people in this movie that's been in a lot of stuff, and we'll talk about the kid when we get there. But that George Kennedy is mostly known for the Naked Gun 2.5, Naked Gun 33 1/3. But he's also been in a crap ton of movies. He's also a director. Last thing he directed was called Don't Come Knocking in 2005. Dennis the Menace Strikes Again. He played the grandpa. Bayou Ghost, Officer Lowe. I mean, he just Cats Don't Dance. Dallas Jr. returns. Who gives a flying shit about that? But he was in it. I mean, the guy, and he goes all the way back. God, all right, we're back to the 70s here. 74, he did Gaily. 69, he did Guns of the Magnificent Seven, and that was one of the other things that the guy was like, isn't that the same guy that was in the Magnificent Seven? I'm like, yeah, and he was still doing shit in the 90s, and he's still doing stuff if he's not dead. Because this guy was one hell of an actor. Swing and a miss, strike one.
So they're like playing this like weird board game and shit, and then you get Biggie Vision.
There you go.
So
that's copyrighted by Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly with Sir Leslie Lost. That's right.
Yeah,
you get Biggie Vision. Was it one-eyed or was it two-eyed Biggie Vision this time?
No, it was just 2-eye. It's spread out, you know. But you get that woo in the, you know. So Biggie just, you know, busts in the motherfucking door because the dad is like, do you hear that? And then boom, door goes down. Biggie busts in. Fucking the dad is like fucking sitting there going, I call him Pops in my notes. So Pops is sitting there with his head fucking in the clouds going doo 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 doo. And Biggie just goes and just fucking manhandles that little girl and fucking just clocks her upside the head, knocks her out, and fucking just drags her out. And then Pops is like sitting there going, oh no. He knocks out, right? So then right after that scene, you get these kids in a van. You get the introduction of like some of the main characters.
Right. Now these are now these kids in the van, all of these kids have been in a ton of other shit too.
Yeah, I recognize them from a lot of horror movies and shit.
The young kid that was bringing all the audio equipment with him.
Yeah, he played. Fuck, I want to say. I've seen him in a lot of shit. I know. I don't want to say the movie, TV show, and be wrong, but he was
that kid his name is Billy Jane. Now his name used to be Billy Jacoby, but I want to say he was in Silver Spoons for a bunch of episodes. Let's see here. What else was he in? Here's his. I'm bringing up his IMDb real quick. The Wizard of Oz TV series, Laser Tag Academy in 1986. Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color TV series from 1980 to 1986. We saw him in like 9 different things. Yeah, he played Brad on Silver Spoons in like 2 dozen episodes. So he was definitely there. 21 Jump Street. I guess he was just some little jackass in an episode there. Demonwarp, of course, in 88. The Bronx Zoo. He was in The Burbs. The Young Riders
the
TV
Burbs.
Show. Yeah, he was in the Renegade TV show a couple of episodes. Walker, Texas Ranger. You know, he's just been that kid who's been, you know, like part of my life. You know, the entire
that snot nose look. You know, that little twerp look.
You know, and he's another one that goes back to the 70s. You know, he's been doing stuff since 1977 to ABC After School Specials. That's right, the Horrible Honchos in 1977. I would have been about 4 years old, and I remember that ABC After School Special. That's pretty freaking scary. He was also in the TV show The Bad News Bears from 79 to 80. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
So they talk about people getting attacked on their way there and people going missing, and then they talk about like the woods and shit, like in the van. They have this like conversation, right? And then they get to the cabin, okay, and they see that there's no door. It's just like a fucking piece of fucking like half-inch, not even half-inch. It looked like a quarter-inch fucking thick plywood. Right? If men know what I'm talking about. It's very
right.
thin fucking
garbage.
If you stepped on that shit, your foot would go through it.
If it was wet, it would fall apart.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like the door All right, and they get their shit out of the van, and that's not like troubling them. That there's like signs of a struggle.
Yeah, the place is torn to shit. Here, put my stuff over there.
Yeah, so you get the conversation between who's our main character because it's his uncle's cabin that they're at, which is the same cabin that Pops and the daughter, you know, that's the door that got busted down and Biggie took the little girl, right?
Right.
So you get this
And we don't
little
know what happened to her.
Yeah, you don't have no idea right now. And you don't know where the dude is either, but obviously someone put a door up. So you're right now, you're under the impression that this old man is his uncle, right? Like that's what I was thinking. Like, oh
Right.
shit,
Well, yeah,
he's gonna see his uncle's gonna be attacked, but this dude was acting like nothing fucking happened, so it was a little confusing. It was a mixture of bad acting and shit like that, but it was cheesy 80s horror, you know, so you gotta expect that. So like that conversation, and you find out something's up, and he's there for a reason, and the chick's like telling him, "You gotta tell him, you gotta tell him," and he says, "I'll tell him tonight."
I'll tell him tonight. Yeah,
right?
like what the fuck? So she knows something that we don't know, and I don't like that. And usually in Bigfoot movies, they kind of let us know something that like the rest of the characters don't know. But now all of a sudden it's reversed on me, and I don't like it, not a bit.
Yeah. So then, as they're going back, you hear, you know, like, and people are in the cabin and shit. You hear Pops like fucking fire off a gun or whatever, and then fucking says, "You guys get out of here," and all that shit, and tells them to beat it. And then fucking,
yeah, this was slick. I like this part too.
And that kid comes up all commando and just puts a gun right to his head, and it's like,
what up, bitch? What you doing? Yeah, oh, you got the long go here. You feel this? Go ahead. Grab his gun and cover him with it. That's like the biggest dick move ever. Okay, if you're a dude in the woods and some jackass gets the jump on you and puts a gun to you and then has his friend take your gun and turn it on you, that's just like the biggest dick move ever to like be shot with your own gun. So yeah, poor Pops.
So then Pops tells him, you know, they all need to get out of there, and then he tells him what happened to his daughter and shit like that, right? So then the next scene, you get all the guys like, and they like sit at this table, and they've got all this like Bigfoot evidence.
God bless you.
BEW first, bitches.
That's right.
Yeah, so anyways, it's this bright light. Severus's light is fucking shining in my face. I'm allergic. All right, so they like have this like they have like sightings reports, and you obviously find out this dude's been researching Bigfoot and missing people and what happened, and then he ends up telling what happened to his uncle. Like, you know, he went looking for this thing and never came back and all that shit. So then you get this fucking scene that I was just laughing because it was like literally a minute and like 30 seconds of this guy repeating the same fucking thing again and again and again to his girlfriend. I told him. I told him. And they shoot it like in the kitchen. He's like closing the fridge. I told him.
I told him again.
I told him. You know, like, and then it cuts to a scene where they're walking down the hallway.
I told him.
I told him. And you're like, holy fucking shit.
How many times are you going to say that he told us?
Okay, so then you cut to this scene where they're now like barely in any clothes, laying in a bed, and you get this really awkward like massage.
I don't know what the fuck like, was going on there. I swear to God, Les, I'm sitting here watching this, and now this, because it was one of those grindhouse type movies, I sat and watched this one and actually really paid attention and watched it. And at that scene, I'm like, now, what was this rated? Because we get boobies and hard nipples, but no penises. So it's not X, that's for sure. But what is he doing? Do you not understand how this works?
Yeah, no, watch, okay, because it's okay. I'm about to talk about this. All right, so you get this like weird, like, okay, they're about to like have sex, and she does this kind of like weird, like what not to do when you're having doggy style sex, kind of weird shit, like on top of them and shit like that. And she looks like a dog, like fucking trying to fucking take a shit, you know, like a real skinny dog, like just, and it's just a really awkward scene, right? And then it cuts to the two like other dudes that came with them, and they're like preparing to do a prank on the girls and shit and scare them with a mask, right? So then right after that, you get right back to this awkward sex scene where this dude, he goes up and he kisses her in her face, right? And you get this scene, and you're like peeling back, and he's like kissing her on her neck, right? And he's going down, and he just goes down in a straight line. And you get these like this scene where the tits are right there, and he just goes right past them, doesn't touch them, just kisses her on her chest, doesn't do nothing to those, and just fucking kisses her on her stomach, kisses her on her side for like fucking 2 minutes, and it was what the fuck are you doing right now?
It seriously was like if you had absolutely to make out with your friend's mom topless. This is how you would do it and still be able to look at your friend in the eye and say, I didn't do anything dirty to your mother.
Yeah. No, there was no dirty at all.
There was not a thing dirty about that scene.
And it was like, and the thing that was dirty was this bitch looked like she was in so much pleasure, like she was possessed by Zool and fucking just floating on the top of her bed, possessed like Dana, like
he's kissing her ribs, and she's like,
"Oh my god!"
Floating like, "Oh man, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works, young ladies. I promise you, you gotta get a little bit dirty if you want to get off. That's right. Quote of the year from the Rev: you gotta get a little dirty if you want to get off."
Yeah. So then you get this other scene where the other broad that went with him, and she's like getting out of the shower or something. So the dude walks up, who's her boyfriend, okay?
Right.
Who you are getting the idea that this is her boyfriend after already this awkward scene where you get this broad acting like the dude should have told her that his uncle went missing. And you get this kind of weird thing like they had some kind of secret thing going on. And now you're getting to that, okay, her boyfriend's about to scare the shit out of her, and her boyfriend's clearly not that dude. And that bitch didn't say nothing about that. Like, this is something that I noticed, right? And then fucking, so the dude scares her, right? And she wigs out, and she goes and runs into the hallway, and she runs into the other guy, right? And he, like, hugs her, and there's, like, this moment where they're, like, about to kiss.
Yeah.
All right, so then you see that this bitch is with one dude, about to make out with this dude, but then there was this weird fucking scene, and we'll get back to this because there's another fucking weird scene with them later, and this bitch was fucking every single one of those guys.
I think so. I think you're right. I think she was just a slut. But yeah, we got a great boob scene from the shower. It was an awesome B-rated movie scene from the shower, and she got scared in there and ran out into dude's arms, and dude was like, yeah, we were just trying to play a joke on you. Ha, ha, ha. Can I get a little squeeze of your boobie? I mean, that's just what it felt like. It was just like, oh, we're going to go right into the Uncle Creepy hands.
Yeah, so right after that, the dude that put on the mask, he's still got the mask on, and he's trying to get inside because he's starting to hear a noise, and then he sees something in the shadows, right? So then he's trying to get in, and he's knocking on the door, and they're like acting like all slow about it, like, whoa, we're not going to come, you know, and then Biggie just comes up and just fucking takes him, right? And then so the other two,
that was badass too. I mean, it was the first time we really kind of get a good look at the Biggie was right then, and it was cheesy, but whatever. It it was Biggie.
Yeah,
the mask is what was the part of it. The mask was
the only thing that moved was the upper lip. He just had that Elvis thing that just went up a little bit every now and then.
And it almost felt like it was claymation in a couple of the scenes.
It was funny. But, okay, so after that dude gets snatched, they all come down and they fucking go out to look for the dude, right? They find the dude's flashlight and like something, I don't know what the fuck that was, covered in blood, right? And then they see that the truck is all fucked up. You know, and there's that scene where they're like fucking looking at the truck, right? So then fucking they're all inside after that, and they're like, you know, got like they pushed a fucking like a fucking 24 by 24 fucking nightstand in front of that fucking piece of plywood, and
Right.
fucking said, "All right, we're good to go for the night," and they're just getting ready to get drunk and stoned and fucking just wait for the morning and shit. But nope. Biggie busts in and fucks everybody's fucking night up, dude, and just he fucks that one dude up and twists his neck and shit. And dude could have fucking shot him, just straight had the gun right on him and everything, and just sat there for a good fucking minute
Let
and
his
12
boy
seconds.
get his neck stripped, dude.
Yeah, and just held the gun, and then the Bigfoot like grabs a motherfucking toaster or some bullshit. And you're like looking at this.
He grabbed the audio. He grabbed some of the audio gear. It was a shortwave radio that he took off the table.
Oh, okay. So he grabbed some fucking radio.
That was the
right?
first. That was the first allusion to what was going on in later of the plot when we get into the science fiction part of all of this.
Because you see this fucking asteroid that creepy
seems to
fucking
be-
poltergeist guy fucking saw, and then that was the last mention of that, right? And then, yeah, now you're starting to see, like, okay, does Bigfoot have something to do with this fucking
All
shit?
of a sudden,
Because
there's a reason for the attacks of the Bigfoot. He's collecting all this audio gear, and the only way he can do it is by being a murderous cunt.
yeah, which
That's
he
right.
fucking
I
does.
said the word cunt a second time first on this the BEW. God bless it. I'm so out of it today. Swing of a strike three. You're out.
So after that whole scene, dude's just sitting there, you know, with the gun, and he's pointing, and the bitch is yelling at him, and the other broad's like crying because her secret boyfriend, number one or number two, is fucking twisted neck, right? And the other one's
right there,
missing.
dude.
Yeah. So then the dude like has this like moment of like seriously 45 seconds of Norman Bates crazy eyes fucking staring off into the fucking like the Johnson's portal, dude. Just like like it was fucking. That was a weird scene, right? And then so the dude just walks up, grabs the dead dude, and picks him up, and fucking, you know, takes his body out or whatever, right? So then from now on, I'm gonna call this guy Norman.
Norman.
So Norman hears a fucking noise and goes upstairs to investigate, right? And then he comes down and sits down on the stairs after finding nothing and just does his Norman thing, staring off into fucking Johnson's portal and shit. And fucking the girl wakes up. He tells her to go to sleep and shit. And then when the morning comes, they're all like planning to head out. And he's like handing one broad a gun, handing one broad a knife. You know, and they fucking had that conversation about what to do with the body or whatever.
Oh, that's what's so creepy, dude. Yeah. Do you think we should just leave his body laying in there? Well, what the fuck do you... Are you going to carry part of it? How about this? We'll just cut it into 4 chunks, okay? We'll put one in each of our backpacks, and we'll bury one. That way we all have a piece of Bobby to go home with us. What the freak is wrong with you? Hey, this is a good point to take a stop and say hi to everybody out there in
because that we are
chat room. That's right. Kicking it off today, we've got, let's see here. I'm going to make sure that we do this right. Sensei Bo from Ashinkan Dojo in Cupertino, California. From now on, you're Mr.
Real
Miyagi.
Cool dude.
That's right. The life and times of JCM. That's right. Jesus Christ of Monterey Bay. Mr.
Holy fucking shit. Jesus resurrected and is watching BEW. Parade him.
You're a Hobo Man 5. Yay, you
What
made
the
it
fuck?
live. That's right. That's first time you, first time me. Dick Jones, puff, puff, cough, pass.
Dick
That's
Jones
right.
from Tokyo.
From Tokyo. Let's see who else is out there hiding in that Rod Dupree. He's choking them freaking
Rod
blunts.
Dupree in the place to be, y'all.
That's right. From Colorado. That's right. And then let's see who else. We got. Mark Gentile. Hello, Mr.
Oh
Mark
shit!
Gentile.
From Sacktown, right?
Sacktown. I don't know.
I got
don't
lost
know.
there.
I think. Yeah. Well, you never know. Yeti's uncle. Oh shit. Here we go again.
Oh shit! I know Yeti's uncle. That's That's Yaren's cousin.
Yeah,
Right?
Yaren's cousin. Mr. Yeti says that's right. Fuck Japan. Gosh, my fans are they love me. They really love me.
And they don't like Japan. I love
That's
Japan.
right. Fuck a bunch of Japan. And that's gonna do it for shout outs out to the chat room. Back to the show, Mr. West.
All right, so they hike out, right, after passing out guns and, talking about safety and all that bullshit. And
we
then
can
you
go
get these
this way and do it, and be done an hour before sundown, or we can go the long ass way and be out in the dark with the jackass Bigfoot. Which one do you choose?
Yeah. So they go. And then you cut to a scene where these two broads are drinking and driving, and they're on a fire road and driving around,
Oh my God, those friggin' hillbilly whores.
So it cuts out from them, and it cuts to. I hope you enjoyed that one.
I
But
think
anyway,
that's another person.
This we're back to fucking Norman and the two girls, right? And they're hiking, right? And then you see this fucking pine cone fall out of the tree and falls, and dude turns around like some fucking hot shot fucking
super ninja
and just shoots the pine cone. And so they fucking sit there and they.
And whore number one goes, hey, don't you feel like a big man? You shot a pine cone. And dude acts like a spoiled little crybaby bitch. She's right. Oh my God, he was such a douche.
They argue, and there's a whole weird scene, and
they rest.
So then you get this. So you get this random hiker, right, and he's just nature.
I love the. Right. That's like okay. When you see this guy in these movies, in any movies, that's like a red shirt guy in Star Trek. That's like Ensign Ricky has finally arrived. You know he's gonna die.
You kind of root for him in a little bit, but right after you see him just trees, fucking you see Biggie's foot, right? So you're like, uh-oh, Biggie's on his trail, right? So then fucking you get the two broads that were drinking and driving, and they pull up and you find out they're looking for a pot patch, and the patch is all fucking harvested and gone, right? So they're all like sitting there like, oh, well, bullshit. Well, we came to tan also, didn't we? And so chick just rips her shirt off, and like you have this like fucking titty scene. Like let's just go out in the middle of the woods and take our fucking clothes off.
Dude, no, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, Wes. Okay, men are some weird fuckers, and I can talk about a squatcher who likes to get naked in some springs, but that's for a whole nother time. But women are just as weird as men are, if not weirder. They will sit around with their boobs hanging out with each other like there's nothing going on because they just don't care.
Yeah. So
swing and a miss, strike one.
I don't watch soccer, dude. But so you get the random hiker running, right?
You'll get the irony in that when we listen to What the Fuck Theater here in a minute.
But so you got this random hiker running, right? And he's got his camera, or he's not running yet, right? He's not scared. He's back. He's back to fucking nature. Oh! And he's got his camera out, and he's taking pictures. He's super happy, right? And then fucking you get back because it's cutting in between everybody's story going on here. You got Norman, and he's fucking super ninja of the fucking desert woods, right? Because this place was a desert they were at, and they were talking about pine cones, and there was not a pine tree in sight. But anyways.
That's true. They were in a hardwood forest. They weren't even a pine tree. That's fucked up, man. This is the first time I even realized that. Thank
Yeah.
God you take better paying attention than I do. But you're right. They
Yeah.
weren't in a pine forest. There might have been a few pines around, but it didn't look like they were high enough to be an alpine. That's
Yeah.
crazy talk right there, man.
Yeah, so
Blasphemy!
fucking, he's like this super fucking like ninja, and he finds this bear trap, right? And fucking has this whole speech, and then he throws the bear trap at this broad, and who he secretly has this fucking thing with, right? So then fucking
Did we get to that part yet?
no, we're getting there though. But Biggie shows up and fucks up those fucking topless broads' day, right?
Oh,
and
dude,
just grabs
yeah.
the friend, and just starts twisting her neck like it's a fucking screw off fucking top of fucking peanut butter, and just busts her fucking shit open, right? You just see her neck and everything just it's fucking awesome. All right. And then the other broad, she's topless, and she kind of fucking goes Down syndrome for like a fucking good 2 minutes. Her face, like, it's weird, starts changing and shit. And
That's
it's like
right,
fucking,
folks. Equal opportunity offenders.
yeah.
Sir Wesley pulls out the Down syndrome card on season 2, episode 6.
All right.
Swing and
well,
miss.
but
Strike
still,
two.
all right. So that topless broad ends up coming to and fucking getting her face right and fucking runs off, and then fucking so Biggie chases
Oh,
after
and she
her,
put
right?
that bloody ass shirt on. Her friend's blood is
Not
all
yet.
over the.
She's still running
Oh,
topless.
she's running
Yeah,
top.
she hasn't thrown that
bloody
shirt
ass
on yet, bro. There's still a few scenes of her just running around like crazy. So then you get fucking back to the random fucking nature guy, fucking hiker, right? And he's like, rock! Bow! And just fucking gets hit with a rock, and he's just looking around, and he's still got this like look of wonder in his fucking eyes, like, wow! He didn't look worried, he looked excited. Alright? He just had a big ass rock hit him in his shoulder and shit. So then he's fucking, he's looking around, and fucking, then he gets a fucking arm thrown at him, right? And
An arm.
it's like a bloody arm.
Fucking bloody
And
arm.
That's when he freaks out, right? And so
Well,
he's like,
dude, come on now. Wouldn't you freak the fuck out if a bloody arm just hit you in the chest?
Yeah. And then fucking, so then he's like kind of near a ridge and shit, and fucking Biggie just comes down running and starts chasing after him, right? So then you finally, you get, dude running from Biggie, then you get topless broad running from Biggie, and then you get dude running from Biggie, and then topless broad again. Like, it kept cutting, right? And then it finally gets where topless broad runs, turns, puts on the shirt, and then she looks down, and it's got blood all in the chest, and she freaks out, and then she fucking, like, goes fucking Down syndrome again and starts trying to rub it out and shit. She's trying to, like, mold her face and shit, and fucking, she's, like, freaking out, and she's petting her face, and then fucking, it cuts to the fucking random hiker running, and then, like, cuts away from that bullshit. Like, he was just running. You don't see Biggie after him or anything. He's just running. And then there's, like, this weird moment.
You just had a fucking bloody arm thrown at him. I'm running too.
Yeah, so then there's this weird moment where fucking you get your fucking, like, yeah, something happened with these two, and she was fucking every single one of these guys, because he has this, like, I'm sorry moment and kind of caresses her and fucking looks at her and gives her the, I love you, girl.
Eyes. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass later, girl.
So then fucking, like, right after that scene, the hiker, the nature lover guy, he's running, right? And he runs across this, like, fucking zombie in the middle of the fucking woods. And you're
just
like,
out of nowhere. Hey,
what the
zombies
fuck
to
are we
Demonwarp.
watching? We're like, what the hell's going on? There's zombies now? Like, you're like, there's Bigfoot, and now I just saw a zombie. What the fuck is going on, right? And then so you get to where Norman fucking finds another fucking bear trap, like he's the fucking Wizard of Oz, bro. Like, just there. and he was like 30 feet away. Like, there's a bear trap. Don't fucking move. And he finds it, and fucking then he hears a noise and shoots. And then you see that it ends up being Pops, right? From the beginning. And he's like, they fucking, get him on, like take his gun and fucking, they end up going to Pop's camp, right? So then fucking, it cuts from that because obviously they have to fucking get to Pop's camp. They have a fucking quarter mile to walk, so let's cut to another scene, right? So let's fucking finally end it with this fucking hiker nature guy, right? Because he just fucking falls into this fucking like, bone pit, right? And he's like seeing all these bones and all this blood shit. And then
I think that's when you just give up.
Yeah, his arm fucking somehow is in a bear trap now, like it's snapped in.
Like Biggie,
and then Biggie comes and just fucking gets like this like fucking stick and just starts skewering him, and you like watch him, and it like kind of looks like his eyeballs trying to burst out, and it's just like a really gruesome death scene. It was like, and Biggie just kept skewering the fuck out of him. It was kind of a fucking awesome scene.
More and more, it was just like, I don't understand it. It was getting stranger and stranger as time goes on with this
Bigfoot. You just saw a zombie, and Bigfoot's collecting fucking technical shit, so you're like, what the fuck is going on here? So then the topless broad that's in the shirt, but I know her as topless broad, so that's how she is in my notes. She's yelling help, right? And this is the scene where I started laughing so hard, and I had to rewind it a bit and fucking watch it again, and then rewind it again and watch it again, and I was laughing so hard, and I started coughing and choking because you can literally see the boom mic, like just in the scene, like moving out, but then moving back in and moving out, and she's like fucking yelling for help and shit like that, and it was hilarious. So then fucking you get this scene where you're like looking at a tree and it's got dynamite, and there's like some kind of like weird bomb trap set up, and Biggie just comes in and just is like Mission Impossible and fucking disarms the bomb,
like the gorillas of Africa, disarming the hand traps.
Yeah, so just completely fucking took it out. And then so they get to Pop's camp, and fucking Pops, you find out Pops was the one that was setting all the bear traps trying to catch the fucking Bigfoot and all that bullshit.
Where'd you get this watch, motherfucker? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, so
again, for the second time, Pops got his gun taken from him and turned on his dumbass.
Yeah. So then fucking that Norman dude tells his Pops about what happened and the weird way that Biggie acted when he came in and how he took something, and they talk about, how he fucking thinks something's going on and all this bullshit, right? So then the topless bride comes running up, and she finds Norman and them, and the other two girls and Pops and shit, right? And then fucking Biggie fucking attacks, and fucking the chick fucking attacks Biggie, the fucking broad that's getting it on with all the guys, right? She gets up and she gets on this fucking Biggie's neck and stabs this motherfucker like 20 times. Like literally, you're seeing her just
over and over and over
just
and over
fucking
and over
wailing
again.
in this fool. So then fucking like there's this like people are getting fucked up, and Biggie like ends up chasing Pops, and fucking Biggie smashes Pop's head in a rock, so you just fucking see him die. And then there's this scene for like a good like minute and a half of just the Bigfoot just gargling like in the bushes and shit. Like he's just, it was a really fucking weird scene where he's just in the bushes gargling and shit. So then fucking Norman wakes up, and he's like, fuck, everybody's gone, right? He's knocked out, and he fucking just, well, I'm going to pick up dynamite now and put it in my backpack, right? Like,
dynamite, you never know when a big pile of dynamite is going to come in handy. Here, let me put the explosive caps and the timer right in the same sack with it, because nothing ever goes wrong with shit like that. Swing and a miss, strike three.
So fucking Norman Bates' old scary dude finds fucking Pop's body all smashed up, right? And then fucking Norman fucking comes walking up, and then he sees the bitch that's been getting it on with him and his buddies, and she's like a fucking zombie with like half her eye all hanging out and fucking fucked up on one face and everything, and
Come
she's
on, I'm
all
gonna get you out of
zombified.
here. Where are you going? Hey, wait, come here, turn around.
So he ends up following her like to this like cave, right? And so
Now comes the strange science fiction part of the movie.
Yeah, which still is weird. But so fucking dude's walking up and you see Biggie like trying to hide behind this like rock when he's doing a horrible job. All right, because he's still in the light and everything, and then fucking the dude's walking up and doesn't notice him, and then Biggie jumps out and there's a scene and he shoots Biggie, and then like the Biggie like unwerewolfs himself and fucking unwear Biggies and turns in, and it's his uncle.
Yeah, unwarefoots himself and turns into his uncle. They changed me, Johnny.
Yeah, and he cries. They made me do it.
I didn't want to do it.
I didn't want to hurt you.
They made me. They made me.
That chick had hella titties too.
Oh yeah, we know. She needs to shave her crotch.
But yeah, so fucking like dude dies and fucking Norman fucking ends up finding like all these fucking like broken fucking radio devices and all kinds of tech or electronic shit busted up, and then he fucking finds a severed head in the middle of that shit.
He's like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah, so then he like starts.
It's kind of like when the ghost says, "Get out, y'all." Hey, I got to get. I got places to be. See ya.
Oh, did you hear that? Yeah, my mama need me.
Yeah, you've been dead a while, so it's gonna be a while before I can come back.
So fucking as he's running away, he ends up finding all these zombies, and they weren't even trying to fuck with him at that moment. They were just fucking with them fucking computers, like doing their weird ET thing, and just fucking kind of looking at shit. And so like
all of a sudden, long hair, curly hair boy comes back.
Yeah, so he finds fucking his friend in the fucking Bigfoot mask, and fucking he finds out that his girlfriend, not the fucking chick he's been boning behind her back, but his girlfriend might still be alive and is inside the ship. Dude found out that it's a ship, apparently. I would think that it's some weird room in the fucking cave at this moment, like.
Well, that's what actually fell to Earth at the beginning of the movie. Wasn't a meteor. It was a ship that crashed into that cave.
Oh, well, okay. It looked like a tiny little round thingy.
Yeah, well, we know it wasn't the greatest of effects ever.
Yeah, no, it was not.
It was literally like off the shelf Halloween masks, like repainted.
Yeah. So then the one dude that was banging the other chick, and was gonna kiss her while the other guy was pulling the prank and everything, he comes out and does like his like Heath Ledger kind of Joker kind of like scene, like in fucking how he's got the zombies under his control and goes chasing the dude and shit, and the zombies attack him, right? So then the fucking dude goes through like 2 clips just capping on these zombies, and it only takes out like
right between the eyes, man.
Yeah. And then fucking is out of bullets, and he's like, you want me to come get me? So they do, and then fucking you get this like scene where fucking Lord Voldemort, fucking creepy poltergeist priest is like full on fucking Eldesyphilis
Mordecai
status,
from
like,
Children Behind the Corn.
And he's just giving this speech about Azdrath is Lord, and he stabs the Down syndrome topless lady with in her chest and cuts out her heart, and he feeds it to like this like half shredder gremlin fucking demon puppet, and fucking it's like sitting there like you know. So then fucking the two dudes are like sitting there, their back together, and they're like laying on each other, and they're fucked up, and they're like sitting there like, yeah, so I got the backpack. Yeah, okay, well, let's blow this shit up, right? Yeah, let's do this. We can't move, but we're gonna do it though. So
well, if I'm gonna look, if I'm there, I got a backpack full of dynamite, and there's a demon Muppet puppet eating hearts of fucking titty girls. I'm probably blowing the whole fucking place up too.
I'd try to get out.
Strike one.
I don't know. I'd try to get out. Maybe, I don't know. I'd blow some shit up and then I'd try to get out. I'd steal some of their shit and then try to get out.
Steal some of what shit? He's stealing our shit to try to get home.
Well, he's got a ship. You can take something out of there.
The ship is broken.
Sell it to fucking IBM.
I'm
just thinking long term. I'm thinking long term here. But
always
anyways,
an entrepreneur.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Gotta make that money.
No, I did not insult your mama.
Huh? So anyways, the zombies snatch those dudes up as they're like, you know, ready to go blow shit up. And fucking then you get this scene and Norman just fucking comes out and stabs the priest Voldemort, poltergeist priest guy, stabs him, and then the fucking zombies attack, and fucking Norman shoots the zombies, and then he fucking goes up to the fucking gremlin shredder and fucking shoots that motherfucker in the head, and then fucking the dude's like stabbed and he's getting injected with the fucking
He was turning him into a Biggie poison. Yeah, that was fucking cool, man.
And fucking so like he's like fucking
first
like,
base.
Yeah, so like he's fucking, you know, trying to save the broad, and then the dude's turning into a werebiggy, and fucking like they set the timers on dynamite, which I was confused. I didn't know you could do that with dynamite. I thought dynamite had to be like lit from a fuse.
Okay, what it is it's an electrical. You know, how you get a spark from an electrical thing.
Yeah.
Also, there's just enough charge when you turn that timer that when it gets to the end, it sends a little electrical charge down the line and blows it up.
Okay.
So it does still ignite it by fire with friction, but it does it with electricity, with a little tiny bit of electricity. It's the same thing that they put in claymores with the little twists and you twist them. You know, you see that on the war movies where they twist it. Well, that little twist is the same thing. It's a little generator that creates a little bit of electricity, sends it down the road. That's how that all works.
All right.
Hey,
well, you learn
like G.I. Jose says, hey, you almost knew it.
Yeah. Thanks, Jose.
G.I. Jose.
But so, like, as they're running
south
out,
of the border hero,
and the zombies are attacking and trying to get him, right? They come across that one-eyed bitch, and the fucking girlfriend doesn't seem to understand that she's a zombie and half her eyes out.
We gotta take her. No, we can't leave her here. We got to take her.
Dude's like, I am not taking this bitch, and just caps her in the head. And is like, come on, let's fucking
she's
go.
Gone. Let her go.
So then, I have in my notes, like, the explosion goes off, all right? Okay, like, clearly the dynamite goes off, but in my notes, this is just to show you how I write my notes. It says, dynamite, go boom.
Dynamite, go boom.
Okay, so then right after this scene, okay, they get away, the shit blows up, right? And you don't know what the fuck's going on, right? Dude's waking up from a dream, right? And then he's waking up, and then the chick's like, oh, calm down, it's okay. And he's talking about, oh, I keep seeing their faces. And then all these zombies start coming and attacking him, and he's like, ah! Right? And then he wakes up, and then fucking there's like this other like crazy little fucking 2 seconds, and then he wakes up again, and then the chick is all fucking demoned out, right? And she like grabs his chest and kind of smiles at him, and then he fucking wakes up again, and then you just get the fucking intro credits and shit, and it's over.
Like the end of the Incredible Hulk, you know, it was sad. You don't know, you never find out what happens to the chick from the very beginning of the movie. We don't know whether she's dead, or she was in the whore cave with the demon. That could have been her for all we know, up there eating hearts at that point. There were quite a few plot holes, but overall, out of all the Bigfoot movies that we've watched, of the very weird ones, this is number 2.
Yeah.
number dos on my list, right under Dear God, no.
It was very unusual, but it was Bigfoot. They said Bigfoot. They called it Bigfoot. It was Bigfoot all up until it was a werefoot. And
We've seen
it's just another take. Yeah, it's just another take on what Bigfoot could be. And people might have been having sightings of these werefoot running around, you know?
Exactly.
Still a good movie. It was funny. The actors is what you would expect, but it was definitely, it made me fucking laugh. And just seeing some of the mistakes and just the goofy shit, like, it was fun. I definitely would fucking recommend people watching it. It's on YouTube easily.
I put the link up. The link's all over the show, man. I want people to watch this one. So get a DVD copy of it while you can too, because apparently it's not in print anymore. So if you see it for sale somewhere, this would probably be one to buy, because you'll probably never see it made again. That's probably the truth of it, for sure. I'm giving it thumbs up for one watch, thumbs up for rewatch. I think if you watched it a second time, you'd probably get more little details that you missed the first time and probably pick up more of the jokes.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't want to be offensive towards Down syndrome people. I'm just descriptive in a way that I feel that if I would have said they look like a fucked up Eskimo, that would have sounded more racist. And
we do talk about the
a lot of
Down
Down syndrome people, and they have a good sense of humor, I feel. So it's nothing against y'all. It's just trying to describe how her face was looking to me. And that sounds even more fucked up. So shut up. Watch this movie. I love all y'all.
Exactly. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. For Sir Wesley Losner of Lounge,
who is now tattooing at Trivium Tattoo in Moreno Valley, California. So any of those fans out there, if you're trying to get your Bigfoot tattoo on, or just trying to get a tattoo going, I'm at Trivium Tattoo in Moreno Valley on Sunnymead Boulevard.
That's right. Screw Eskindildo. You're never going back to that horrible fucking place.
No.
That's right. So that's going to bring it up to What the Fuck Theater. That's right. That's where we're at tonight. And we're going to wrap it up for our podcast tonight. We appreciate everybody watching. We're going to record another episode of What the Fuck Theater coming up right after this. So keep on squatching. Thanks for watching. And may the squatch be with you. Now, I got your harmonica right here, motherfucker, uncensored.
When we last saw the fellas, Sir Wes had rescued the rail from the clutches of the evil Sunnyfield. They had just discovered the location of the man that owns the rights to that fucking harmonica song. So we find the rail practicing with his grundle, while Wes is flying the Bigfoot to that location. Let's listen in.
Go, Grundle, coffee pot!
Whoa, Rev, what the fuck?
Sorry. Still trying to figure out the bugs in this thing.
Alright, well, maybe let's not practice inside the Bigfoot. Let's wait till we land. You're gonna fucking kill us, fucker.
Yeah, you're right. Did I ever tell you about the time?
Come in, Echo Meldrum 420 FUCK.
What's up, Agent Morrill? What do you got for us?
Sir, it appears that Craig Stevens is at the Groom Lake Military Facility in Nevada.
Holy shit! Area 51?
Affirmative, sir.
Roger that, Agent Morrill. Hey, did you get that for me?
Sir, took me more sexual favors than I care to admit. Look under your seat. Yeah, you owe me one. Over now.
Oh, hell fuck yes. This shit ends today.
What the hell is that? Baseball bats?
Well, Rev, to kill a man like Craig Stevens, it requires a very certain, very specific way to kill him. And for him, it is a vintage St. Louis Sluggers autograph by baseball legend Jim Abbott.
Wasn't he a one-armed pitcher?
Legend.
Did he ever even hit a ball?
That's racist. Okay, we're about 3 minutes out till Area 51. You ready?
A pitcher?
Man, I really hope these landing codes work that Agent Moral got us, or else we're fucked, bro. I'm putting them in now.
Permission, Command Echo Belgium 420-FOCK. Proceed to Hangar 18. Area S4.
Seriously, Wes, was he even good? Fuck.
Rev, dude, trust me, they are crucial.
Okay, but why not a home run champ? An all-star? Somebody that used a bloody bat, for fuck's sakes.
Later, Rev. Put your game face on. We gotta be smart, quiet, super stealth. Steven should be in this office here. Be like a ninja. A mute ninja.
Okay, but really? Jim Abbott?
All right, motherfuckers. Which one of you shitheads is Craig Stevens?
Yeah, real ninja-like there, Wes.
I improvised. Sue me. Are you Stevens?
Yes? Who are you? What do you want?
Rev, please excuse everyone from the room. I need some time with him.
Okay, everyone, you heard him. Get the fuck out.
So, Mr. Stevens, do you know why I'm here? No? I'll tell you. See, you own the rights to a certain song with a certain harmonica. And because of that, you fucking die.
I didn't write it.
I don't give a fuck. You could have destroyed this evil, but you chose to buy it and preserve it. And for that, you're guilty, bitch.
What are you gonna do?
First, I'm gonna shut your ass up with one of Rev's old socks. But I must warn you, they are extra vinegary.
Oh, 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 oh.
You know what to do, Rev. Alright, Rev, I'm gonna start this party off. Then feel free to join me at any time.
I think he's dead. Yeah, that motherfucker's definitely dead. Oh, shit. We gotta go.
Okay. Hold on. Alright, let's go.
You know, it's kind of catchy, too.
Shut the fuck up, Rev.